Someone get this man out of here. He's blocking the entrance.
Someone get this man out of here. He's blocking the entrance. That was the first thing I heard when I walked out for my lunch break. A security guard was standing over an elderly man who had fallen near the revolving doors of our building. The old man was on his knees, trying to gather scattered papers, his hands shaking so badly he could barely grip them. People walked around him like he was a traffic cone. Some stepped over his papers. One woman in heels actually kicked a folder out of her way without breaking stride. And nobody stopped. I wish I could tell you I'm the kind of person who always does the right thing. I'm not. I've walked past homeless people without making eye contact. I've pretended not to see someone struggling with heavy bags. I've chosen convenience over compassion more times than I want to admit. But something about that moment, the way his hands trembled, the way he kept saying, I'm sorry," to people who weren't even listening. Something in me broke. I walked over and knelt down beside him. "Let me help you with these." He looked up at me. His eyes were pale blue, almost gray, watery, confused. He had to be at least 80, maybe older. His suit was expensive, I could tell that much, but it hung on him like it belonged to someone larger, someone he used to be. "Thank you," he said. "Thank you so much. I don't know what happened, my legs just..." "It's okay, take your time." The security guard was still standing there. "Ma'am, I need to clear this area." "Then help me get him up." He didn't move. "That's not really my..." "Then give us a minute." I gathered the papers, financial documents from what I could see, charts, spreadsheets, things I didn't understand but recognized from my own work. The old man tried to stand, but his legs buckled. I caught him. He weighed almost nothing. "I'm sorry," he said again. "I'm so sorry to trouble you." "You're not troubling me." I helped him to a bench near the lobby. Got him a bottle of water from the cafe. Sat with him until his breathing slowed. He told me his name was Harold. He said he was here for a meeting, but couldn't remember which floor. He said his daughter usually helped him with these things, but she was traveling. He said he didn't want to be a burden. He said that word 3 times. Burden. "Do you have the name of who you're meeting?" I asked. He fumbled through his papers. I wrote it down. I always write everything down now. My memory isn't what it used to be. He found a crumpled note. "Jonathan Chen, 16th floor." My stomach dropped. Jonathan Chen was the CEO of my company. I worked on the 14th floor in marketing. I'd never met Jonathan personally, but I knew who he was. Everyone did. He was the kind of CEO who sent company-wide emails about synergy and disruption, but never walked the floors, never learned names, never made eye contact in the elevator. And this confused old man had a meeting with him. "I can take you up," I said. "The 16th floor is executive. You'll need an escort anyway." Harold's face softened. "You've already done so much." "It's on my way." It wasn't. But I said it anyway. In the elevator, he was quiet. I watched him in the reflection of the doors, the way he clutched his folder like it contained something precious, the way his shoulders curved inward like he was trying to take up less space. He looked like a man who had been powerful once, who had walked into rooms and commanded attention. But now the rooms had gotten too big, and he had gotten too small. "Can I ask you something?" he said. "Of course." "Why did you help me?" I didn't know how to answer. "I don't know, you needed help." "A lot of people need help. Most people don't stop." He was looking at me now, really looking. And for a moment, I saw something behind those watery eyes. Something sharp. Something watching. But it was gone before I could name it. The 16th floor was different from mine. Quieter, softer carpets, the kind of silence that comes with money. A receptionist looked up as we stepped off the elevator. Her expression shifted when she saw Harold, something between recognition and surprise. Mr. Whitmore, she said. We weren't expecting you until 2. Harold. Mr. Whitmore. I didn't know the name, but something about the way she said it made my skin prickle. I'm a bit early, Harold said. This young woman was kind enough to help me find my way. The receptionist looked at me. I didn't recognize the expression on her face, but it made me uncomfortable. I'll let Mr. Chen know you're here, she said. Then, to me, thank you for your assistance. It sounded like a dismissal. I turned to leave. Wait, Harold said. I stopped. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a business card. It was old, soft at the edges, like it had been carried for years. In case you ever need anything, he said. I took it without looking at it. It was nice to meet you, Harold. It was nice to meet you too, Megan. I froze. I hadn't told him my name. I looked at the card in my hand. Harold Whitmore, founder, Whitmore Holdings. Whitmore Holdings. The parent company of the corporation I worked for. The parent company of 7 other corporations. The man I had just helped off the ground. The man everyone walked past. The man the security guard wanted removed. Was the founder of the entire empire I worked inside. I didn't see Harold again that day. I went back to my desk, did my work, tried to focus. But I kept turning the card over in my hand. Kept thinking about the way he said my name. Kept wondering how he knew. 3 weeks passed. I mostly forgot about it. That's the thing about life. It keeps moving, and the moments that feel significant in the heat of the day fade into noise. I went to meetings, hit my deadlines, complained about Jonathan Chen with my coworkers like everyone else. Until one Tuesday afternoon, when my manager called me into her office. Close the door, she said. That was never good. Am I in trouble? No, the opposite. She looked confused. You've been requested for a special project directly. By who? By the executive board of Whitmore Holdings. I didn't understand. I was mid-level marketing. I made slide decks and wrote copy for campaigns that didn't matter. I wasn't special. I wasn't connected. There was no reason anyone at Whitmore Holdings should know my name. Unless the meeting was on the 32nd floor. A floor I didn't even know existed. When I stepped off the elevator, there was only one door. No receptionist, no signage. Just a door. I knocked. Come in. The voice was familiar. The room was simple, not what I expected. A wooden desk, bookshelves, a window overlooking the city. And behind the desk, in a chair that seemed to swallow him. Harold. He looked different, still frail, still old. But his eyes were sharp now, fully present. No confusion, no trembling. Just quiet, steady focus. Please sit, he said. I sat. I imagine you have questions. A few. He smiled. The meeting with Jonathan wasn't real. There was no meeting. I come to this building once a year, unannounced, and I watch. Watch what? People, how they treat someone who appears to have nothing to offer them. My chest tightened. You were testing us. I was observing. There's a difference. He leaned back in his chair. Do you know how many people walked past me that day, Megan? 43. I counted. Some of them work in this building. Some of them have asked me for promotions, funding, opportunities. And they didn't recognize you. People see what they expect to see. They expected a helpless old man, so that's all they saw. I didn't know what to say. You helped me, he continued. Without hesitation, without knowing who I was, you sat with me. You got me water. You walked me to a meeting that didn't exist. Anyone would have done that. No, his voice was firm. They wouldn't. I've been doing this for 12 years. You're the first person in this building who stopped. I felt something twist in my stomach. Not pride. Sadness. That in 12 years of testing, I was the only one who passed. I'm not telling you this to flatter you, Harold said. I'm telling you because I've learned something in my 84 years. He paused. Character isn't what you do when people are watching. Character is what you do when you think no one important is watching, and you thought I was no one. He stood slowly, walked to the window. I built this company from nothing, one warehouse, one idea, and over 50 years I watched it grow into something I barely recognize. He turned to face me. We have thousands of employees, brilliant people, talented people. But do you know what's rare, Megan? Kindness. Simple, unrewarded kindness. That's the rarest thing in business, maybe in the world. What do you want from me? I asked. It wasn't rude. I genuinely didn't know. I want to offer you a position on my personal staff. You'd report directly to me. Help me with something I've been planning for years. What kind of project? A foundation, focused on elder care, dignity in aging, making sure people like the man I pretended to be don't get stepped over. I sat with that for a moment. Why me? You don't know me. You know one thing I did once. That's all I need to know. How can one moment tell you that much? He smiled, sad and knowing. Because that's all we are, Megan. Moments. And the small ones, the ones when we think no one's watching, those are the ones that tell the truth. I took the job. Not because of the salary, though it was generous. Not because of the title, though it was impressive. I took it because for the first time in my career, I felt like someone saw me. Not my resume, not my performance reviews, not my ability to hit metrics. Me. The person who stopped when everyone else kept walking. I've worked with Harold for 2 years now. He's slower than he was, more tired. But every few months, he still puts on that oversized suit, still goes to one of his buildings, still pretends to be lost. And I go with him now. I watch. Last month, it was a tech startup Whitmore Holdings had acquired. A young company, ambitious, hungry. Harold fell near the elevator. 41 people walked past. One kicked his cane. One laughed. Not a single person stopped. Until a janitor. A man named Samuel, who worked the night shift and was just getting off. He helped Harold up, got him a chair, waited with him until he said he felt better. He didn't know who Harold was. He didn't know anyone was watching. He just helped. Harold hired him the next day. Samuel runs facilities for the entire Northeast Division now. Makes more money than some of the executives who walked past. Here's what I've learned in 2 years. Kindness isn't a weakness. It's not something you do when you have extra time or energy. It's a choice you make when it costs you something. When there's no reward, no recognition, no reason except that someone needs help and you can give it. Most people wait for the right moment to be good. They wait for the big opportunity, the spotlight, the situation where kindness is also strategic. But that's not kindness. That's performance. Real kindness is invisible. It happens in the moments nobody photographs. The moments nobody promotes. The moments that disappear the second they're over. Harold asked me once, near the end of a long day, why I stopped that first time. I told him the truth. I didn't think about it. You were on the ground, you needed help, that's all. He nodded. That's the only right answer, he said. The moment you start thinking about it, weighing it, calculating it, it's already gone. I think about that a lot now. About all the times I did calculate. All the times I looked at someone struggling and did the math in my head. What would it cost me? What would I get back? Is this worth my time? And I realize how much I missed. How many Harolds I walked past without knowing. Maybe you've done the same thing. Maybe you've stepped over someone. Maybe you've been the one who kept walking. I'm not saying that makes you a bad person. I'm saying it makes you human. But here's the thing about being human. You get to choose. Every moment, every day. You get to decide who you want to be when you think no one's watching.